Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is an updated Q&A. A couple days ago I asked for you guys to send me some questions on Snapchat and I got a lot of good questions, a lot of repetitive questions, so I'm going to group those ones together and kind of answer them as one. Come on, come over here. Do you want to come say hi? Oh, she almost just fell. Do you want to say hi to everyone? Yeah, are you being crazy today? Sandy's doing good, she got her first haircut, so in case you think it's a different dog, it's not. Can you sit there while I film? That would be great. I wanted this video to be very relaxed and just chill, so grab a tea, a coffee, whatever you prefer to drink. It might be a little lengthy. I'm not doing any lights. I still don't even have my microphone fixed, so it's a very just raw Q&A, sit down, chill kind of video. So if you guys want to learn a little bit more about me, then just keep on watching. Alrighty, so this is from Anna Romy. Sorry if I butcher the names, I don't mean to, it just might happen. So Anna Romy asks, "Hi Elanna, I was wondering what kind of studies you've done before starting YouTube. Love your videos, love from France." Aww. So I finished high school and then right after high school I went to college for marketing. I just kind of went to school to go to school. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, so I just applied for marketing and I got in. And I didn't love the course. I loved the people in that year. I had such a great year, but it just really wasn't the field for me. So I decided to take a year off after that and just work and figure out what I loved, and really knew my passion was always in beauty and in fashion and just kind of, you know, those sort of studies. I always did makeup, so I didn't feel like I needed to go to school for it, but I kind of wanted that industry still, so I did fashion merchandising for a 2-year course. A lot of visual merchandising. There was like a magazine cover kind of class, very artistic and just really in my field, and it was so much fun. Like, we would put on fashion shows and it was a really, really good course. And yeah, I have a lot of good friends from that year. A bunch of them came to my wedding and it was just such a good experience. The next question is, it's a picture, I didn't get your name, but you look really cute. And it says, "Hey from New Zealand, what is your favorite pair of shoes and who is your style icon?" Ooh, favorite pair of shoes. I'm not really like a massive shoe person. I'm really into like boots with like a good chunky heel, but if I had to pick like one shoe that is really special to me, I'd pick my Stuart Weitzman nudist heels that I wore for my wedding in October. Those obviously will be very special forever because they are my wedding shoes. My style icon, I don't really know. Like, if I was to watch a red carpet event, I think my favorites would always be Rosie Huntington-Whiteley. I think she's very elegant and classic, but still has like a feminine, sexy twist to it. I always love what Sienna Miller always wears as well. I think hers is just a little bit more risky but still feminine and just very classic and beautiful. So I would have to say Rosie and Sienna, but I don't really know. I'm kind of just inspired by like everyone on social media, so I don't know if I have like a specific style icon. Okay, this is from Milver. Is it difficult being a full-time YouTuber? What jobs did you do before? If you could be an animal, what would it be? And how did you decide to live in Ireland and not Canada? Okay, I'm gonna go through this really quickly. Is it difficult being a full-time YouTuber? I don't think it's difficult. If you're passionate in your job and in your field, you make it work. I think there's difficult aspects to it, but I think that's in any job and any career. One being you're on your own a lot. So if you're not comfortable with being by yourself a lot, yes, it can get very lonely. You can kind of get stuck in your head, a little bit of cabin fever, but that's where you have to like kind of branch out, go out, have more of a routine, see people, make the effort. But in any career, there's definitely going to be difficult aspects. What jobs did you have before? I feel like I've done everything under the moon. My very first job, other than like babysitting my cousins, was a slide guard at a pool, and then I became like an assistant instructor, an instructor, a lifeguard. I've done all those swimming jobs. I've been a nanny. I've worked in Bath and Body Works, Aerie, Hollister. Oh my goodness. And then I did hair and makeup for weddings. I worked for Anastasia, Beverly Hills, Urban Decay. I've had a lot of jobs. How did you decide to live in Ireland and not Canada? Well, being a YouTuber, it's very flexible on where you're located. Obviously, all of your content is online, so there's not an exact area where you need to be planted. It just worked out because Patty has a really great job here that he was starting, and so we just decided that it would be great if he got more experience in it and stayed in it, and it just works for now, and we don't know how long we're going to be here, but we definitely will be here for a good while. Okay, I'm going to quickly adjust the brightness because it looks a bit shadowy. Okay, hopefully that's a bit better. It looks a little bit brighter. You can see me. Moving on, this is from Raghead Shahid. Oh, that's really bad, I'm sorry. Anyways, they're asking, what's your go-to lip product? Oh, I feel like I have so many go-to lip products. Like, I love that mauve nude color. I'm wearing it today. If I had to pick one, oh, I can't even pick one. It'd be Whirl or Strip Down Liner from MAC. And for lipstick, oh, I'm gonna say Velvet Teddy from MAC. I really love that color and I think it's so versatile, and with those two different liners you can get a couple different looks out of it. Alrighty, so this next question a bunch of you guys have asked. I'm sure you guys are already wondering because Patty and I have been married for almost 6 months, and it's basically, when are we having kids? Patty and I are very excited to have kids, but not for a while. We just really want to enjoy 2 people in our family, well 3 including Sandy, but just being together. It's something that you don't have ever again once you have kids. You only ever have the 2 of you before kids, so we really want to invest time with each other and travel as much as we can and just experience life as 2 before we bring kids into the picture. We're very excited, but not for a good while. Alright, the next one is, how are you so— oh my goodness. I honestly never look whenever I screenshot the questions, and Patty sent in a question saying, how are you so hot? Heart face. Good one, Patty. Good one. Moving on! G. Campbell X says, have you or Patty ever wanted to go to Scotland? Yeah, actually, like, we kind of are planning to go in the next couple of weeks because there's like a deal from an airport here in Northern Ireland where it's like £10 round trip to Edinburgh, I believe. So we are definitely looking into that. It might be sooner than later, which would be exciting because I would love to go to Scotland. This next question, again, was a very popular question, and it's basically saying, what do I ask for when I go to the hairdressers? For a while I wasn't even going. I just had like that bright blonde hair, so I was just really getting highlights and a toner, so that was really quite self-explanatory. But since I've decided to go more of a dirty blonde, basically the first time I went a little bit darker, she did a 7, like a 7-tone color, so a dark blonde, faded it throughout my hair and just kept my natural blonde out as highlights. And then that was really it. I don't really know specifics, although they do use L'Oreal products. And then the most recent time I went, I found that the front of my hair, like my bangs, were getting kind of orangey and too bright. So she put some low lights in there, so I'm guessing another 7 or 6 color. And then she put some highlights throughout the side of my hair and the back of my hair, and then put a beige toner on it all. So it was a very simple, quick trip to the hairdresser, but it just toned it and made it more of a natural dirty blonde. I don't know if this is the best interpretation of it because it's quite bright now. I'm sure you guys have seen on my social media what it looks like, but I am really happy with this color, and I think I'd just go for like toning touch-ups, but they use all L'Oreal products if that helps. The next question is from Coral Barcelo, and she says, what is your favorite thing about being a beauty guru, the best and the worst? The best part is obviously that you are your own boss, you work for yourself, you have unlimited time and use of creativity, like you can come up with anything and create it on your own because you are your own boss, so there's really no restrictions on that. I think that's really fun and unique. The difficulties, as I said before, it can get very lonely, you can get a bit of cabin fever, you get stuck in your head, and I think you overthink a lot of situations. The thing with YouTube is that it is a very saturated market. Literally anyone can upload and become a content creator. You kind of have to remember that your content probably won't be the most original thing, but the part about it is you are the original part, and that's why people follow you, for you, because no one is you. As lame and cheesy as that sounds, you are original in yourself, and I think it can be very easy to compare with other YouTubers and what they have or what their content is. Your followers are following you for what you create and what content you come up with, so it's a very personal thing, but I think it's just remembering to not compare to others and be happy with yourself and what you have, because it comes through as authentic, and people can read fake people, I guess, if that makes sense. Comparing to others really just eats away at yourself. Like, it really does no good for anyone. So just learning to be happy with you and what you create is the most authentic channel you could ever have. So yeah, that would definitely be the difficult part, but remember to surround yourself with supportive, loving people who really encourage you and want the best for you. Bianca Z1 says, how do you get your cat eyes so perfect? Lots and lots of practice. I think I wear cat eye almost on an everyday basis, like maybe I take a day off a week. I love wearing a cat eye and I still don't get it perfect every time. Have a Q-tip on hand, also have some concealer on the side. It doesn't work out all the time, but the more you practice, the better the odds are. She also asks, if you could give yourself one life lesson, what would it be? Be present and content. I think it's very hard in this industry to be present. You're always thinking of the future, what videos to come up with, how to be original, how to be creative, and you kind of like lose yourself in the present moment. And so that's something I really want to work on this year, is just being present with my emotions and the moment in general and being content with it. Best memories with Patty, best relationship marriage tips. I feel like I need to do a whole nother separate video for this question and I'd get Patty to join me. So if you guys want like a marriage relationship tips, tricks, advice sort of video, let me know in the comments down below and I'll ask Patty if he can film that with me. Not that we have a perfect relationship, it's something that you need to work on a daily basis. That's what marriage is and a relationship. But yeah, I would love to film that for you if you guys want to see that. Erin C. Bird asks, what is the toughest thing about moving to a new country? I don't think it really hits for a while. I think that's something that's very deceiving. I moved over last year, September 21st, 2015, and honestly, it just feels like a long trip. It's still like very new and fresh. You haven't seen anything, so you're just kind of like in this like stage of euphoria of this new amazing place, and it's so different. And then around the summer when we got married, especially the October wedding, it like really clicked because I was home for so long for that wedding, like almost a full month of October. I was back in where I grew up for 25 years, and all the people that I've seen, my family who's known me my whole life, my friends who have known me for a good portion of my life, and it was just, you know, familiarities. And then coming back, so in November, I went through a really low stage, and my channel is really, you know, beauty, fashion, hair, and I don't really open up too much about my feelings, I guess, you know, personal feelings, because that is something that I still want to, you know, hold close and keep a little bit more private. But I will say, after a year in a place, it does start to kind of click on you. You don't have like your familiarities, you don't have your places you know where to go, or the people you see. I do have an amazing family here, and I am so blessed with that. Same with friends, but it is different, especially in this industry. Again, because your time frame with working is very whenever you want. It's not like a normal schedule. It can be quite hard. So yeah, it was definitely a struggle there for a month. It can be hard, but I found that staying inside, being sad, and, you know, letting my feelings take over me was not the answer. I needed to make the change. I needed to go out. I needed to make the effort in the community, with family, with everything. I needed to do that, and naturally things just get back to normality. Anywhere you move in the world, if it's not your home where you were born and bred, it's going to be a change, and that is totally natural. Let those feelings take over you. I know I'm rambling on in this question, but remember to just contact people back home as well, because they love you and they support you. But honestly, I wouldn't change it for the world. I love being here, and it's been an adjustment in the last couple of months, but it's been the best kind of adjustment I could honestly ever hope for. I would be the happiest person anywhere in the world as long as it was with Patty, so I know it was the right move to make. I hope that was helpful. I tried to open up a little bit more. I do want to keep a section of my life private and personal because this industry is very open, and I feel like there is a line, especially for me. I don't know, some people don't really care, and that's their style of channel, but I do want a little bit of myself with Patty, and you know, our family's a little bit more sacred, so hopefully that made sense and I didn't ramble on too much. But yeah, this next question says, what were you like in high school? I was very loud. I feel like that's the best description for me. I was homeschooled up until grade 8, so I was 13 years old. Maybe because I didn't go to school ever, I was like all in. Like, I remember being so excited for high school. I don't think there was one day I didn't like get ready for high school. Like, I was definitely stoked on high school. But honestly, I was a loud girl. I'm a lot more matured now, and not different, but definitely have evolved. I don't think you ever fully change. I feel like I'm going to like Bridesmaids here, where she's like, you definitely changed. I think you stay the same, but you learn. But I'm definitely the same person. Like, I'm silly, I'm goofy, I'm loud in moments, but more reserved, matured, and maybe wise? I don't know. So yeah, definitely a loud person in high school. Can you cry under— oh my goodness, Patty! He keeps asking these stupid questions and I don't even notice that it was him. Can you cry underwater? No, I've never tried. I don't know. Can you guys cry underwater? Caitlin Clyde, oh, I love her. She is honestly one of the sweetest followers. She always snaps me and comments on my stuff, and she's so supportive and sweet and loving, so love you, girl. But her question is, what is your favorite guilty pleasure snack and what are your big plans for 2017? I love like any kind of like nibble, like snack, like picnic food basically, like carrots and hummus, chips. I love chips. Chips are like my favorite snack ever. Like, oh, I wish chips were super healthy because I'm obsessed with them. Like chips and guacamole, chips and salsa, chips on their own, chips in a hamburger, chips in a taco. I love chips. Definitely a chip girl. Oh, and to clarify, not UK chips, like North American chips, like crispy, crunchy chips, not fries or chips. They call it fries here, fries. They call it chips here, fries, but chips, like North American in a bag chips. Why does round pizza come in a square box? Good one, Patty. Taylor Schaffer asks, have there been any huge differences in yours and Patty's childhoods due to growing up in different countries? That was one thing that really connected us almost instantly because of how similar our childhood, our families, our communities were. We have very similar parents, like both moms are teachers and both dads worked in pharmaceuticals. They raised us very similar. We both had the same faith. Even extended family. Patty's mom's family is very big and close-knit. Same with my mom's family. There was a weird amount of similarities, and I think that really just kind of skipped a couple of stages for us in the beginning of our relationship. We just connected on a lot of different things and agreed on a lot of different things. It's even weird too because a lot of my baby, like toddler pictures, I look exactly like Jess, Patty's older sister. Like even his parents are like, that is Jess, like we cannot get over it. So very weird, but yeah, there's not a lot of like differences. There's a lot of similarities. Okay, this is gonna be the last question. I wish I could answer all of these, but I feel like this would be like a 3-hour video. So I'm gonna end it on this. What are some things you learned for dealing with a long-distance relationship? Patrick and I started our relationship off long distance. I was in Canada and Patty was in New Zealand playing rugby. So we had 3 months where it was like a 17-hour time change. I don't know, it was quite extravagant, and we knew we really wanted to do this. And I think when you are going into a relationship knowing there's going to be a long-term aspect, it can be quite frightening or discouraging and like, I don't know if this is what we're gonna do. But I made a decision pretty early on that I was gonna come over here by the end of summer. So we kind of had that as an anchor while we were doing long distance. Biggest thing I can say is communication. Even without long distance, communication is massive in a relationship. Always updating that person, because if you physically don't give that person an update, they have no idea what is going on. It's a lot of opening up about your feelings, what's going on in your life, what you're doing that day, because if you don't give that part of your, life, that person's never gonna know, and I just think it will get to a dead end faster. So if you go in with an open heart and mind and you're really open with your thoughts and communication, I think long distance is totally doable as long as you have like an end result, like there is a plan. I think if you just go into it not knowing the future, it can be a bit confusing. If I didn't tell Patty that I was gonna come over and I was just gonna stay in Canada and then he was going back to Ireland, Patty is the kind of guy that he would honestly have waited 10 years for me. He really would have, but that's not really fair. I think there needs to be a decision once you get to a certain age or a certain part of your life. Obviously, if you're very young, take into consideration what that person wants as well and where your life is even going. But we both really wanted to be together, and I knew something was extremely special about Patrick, so I wanted to take a risk, and I've always wanted to travel and live somewhere else in the world before I settled down, so took that one quite seriously. I decided to move and stay in Ireland, but I would never change it for anything. Go into it with optimism and an open mind and heart, lots of communication, and try and figure out an end plan while you're in the midst of it, if that makes sense. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I tried to be a bit more open and real and raw with you guys. But yeah, don't forget to share, like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. And also, if you do want that relationship marriage advice from Patrick and I, and our experience as starting off long distance, me moving to a different country, and eventually getting married, let us know, because we would love to film that for you. I'm talking on behalf of him. I think he would love to film it with you. He's very wise. He's a very wise man, so I think you would learn a lot from him. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.